Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to Ask to My Aunts,
where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my amazing and beautiful wife, Iana.
And this right here is my debonair, awesome, sexy husband.
Oh, yeah?
Abusive. All right, guys, we're coming to you with another question that's come in. We are licensed therapists. We're relationship coaches. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. But we want to remind you that this is not therapy, and you need to make sure that you are always seeking counsel in your local jurisdiction to get help with your issues. So we had a question to come in, and I've seen these here and there. And I decided that it's important for us to do something really quickly on this because it's important. The sister wrote in and talked about the fact that she's been with her husband for 12 or 13 years.
Okay.
And she talked about the fact that there have been these spaces of time where he becomes abusive, basically. He's hit her, he's shoved her, he's put her outside with no clothes on or her underwear on or whatever. And it's basically been abusive in front of the kids and when the kids aren't around and on and on. But she talked about the fact that they have history.
Yeah.
And that he's a good person. And that she knows that he can do better because he does do better. But then he falls off and, you know, and then she also could do some things differently. And so I just want to say this for those who are listening who this resonates with on some level. There are three things that are really important to understand here. The first thing is that this is domestic violence.
Yeah.
So many folks don't recognize that they are in a situation where it is domestic violence, intimate partner violence, because they're so used to it. It's just been how y'all roll. You know, he shoved you, you kind of jumped, and he pushed you back, and you know, and this is normal. And I want you to know that it is not normal. That's the first thing. It's not normal. This is domestic violence, and it's a situation that's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Most of the time, this thing starts emotionally.
Yeah.
It's emotional abuse. There are people saying things to you, and not people, your partner is saying things to you that are demeaning and degrading and that kind of thing. And if you saw that when you were younger, or if that's kind of the norm in your hood, then you might not think much of it because that's just kind of how we go when we get upset. But it's not normal. So it starts off emotionally.
And even as it pertains to the emotional abuse, one aspect of that is the whole control piece. And so as my wife just mentioned, you know, when it comes to your partner being verbally abusive towards you, demeaning, and even demanding to some degree is to put parameters over you and also your children because they're trying to exert their control and influence in the relationship, which makes you feel like I have no voice. I can't say anything. I can't step outside of this comfort zone. I can't step outside of the lines because if I do, then I'm threatened with some form of verbal or physical punishment.
And people oftentimes feel like it's their fault. So for my sisters who are listening and you hear me, but you feel differently. It's like we know something intellectually, but you feel like if I just did this, or I know I could do better this, or my mouth is kind of whatever, I can pop off. It's not your fault.
No.
And so I think the thing that's important to understand is that if you are in a relationship at any phase or trajectory, any phase of the trajectory of your relationship, right? You need to remove yourself from the environment.
Yes.
It's not safe. But the important thing to know is that you have to do that in a planned way. And there are people you can talk to. A lot of times folks don't know who to talk to, how to go about this, because you can't just necessarily roll out. I've been in this field for a long time. You just roll out. So many women find themselves dead. And it's not a game. It's not a game. And so there are people you can talk to. I'm looking at my notes here. You can talk to your family and friends if they're safe. You can talk to HR at your job. A lot of times HR departments know how to deal with this and who to refer you to. The teacher or the counselor or the social worker at your child's school. Oftentimes they have resources and are able to connect you. Perhaps the principal at your child's school, your doctor's office, the nurse or the doctor. You can share, and those people and those professions are supposed to have some level of protocol in place to deal with those kinds of reports. So you want to pay attention. And then thirdly, you need to have a safety plan. So you don't just want to roll out. You do want to be thoughtful about it. You do want to make sure you secure yourself, you secure your bag if you need to, you secure your children, and you do it in a way where you have some real processes set up so that you can make sure that you're safe. Just bottom line, that you're safe. Because I have worked with folks in this situation plenty of times. And I'm telling you, folks are what? They are in these streets and folks come looking for you because if I can't have you, nobody else can. But the first thing is you got to acknowledge that, my sister, it's not your fault. And whether or not you think he's good or he ain't good, or he's trying, or whatever. If he's hitting you and he's abusive, you cannot be in that situation. So first step, roll out safely, figure out what you're going to do from there.
Yes, create a plan. Let me give you this domestic violence hotline number.
Yes.
1-800-799-7233. Again, 1-800-799-7233.
Call
you need
it.
some support, some assistance, please call. Again,
Yeah.
create a plan, be responsible, be safe when you roll out.
Peace, y'all.